Hey everyone, it's Philip Z from the Maintenance Boys, and I'm here tonight to cook a dinner for both my brother-in-law, Dorito D, and my sister. After Dorito D cooked that abomination a few weeks ago, which was appalling on so many different levels, I'm gonna cook a healthy meal. We're gonna cook some chicken breast tonight with some vegetables and a little white rice, and I'm gonna show you that you can actually cook a chicken breast and it can taste good. So stay with us.
All right, Philip, so you said you're going to be making a chicken dish, so
Yep.
You know I'm all about my flavors, so how are we going to make this flavorful?
So we're going to do a cacciatore recipe that my parents taught me, and it's actually a very simple dish. And it really only has about 5-6 ingredients. So what I got here, I already prepped it. I got some fresh garlic. I did 2 cloves this time. If I do 2 chicken breasts, I usually just do 1. I don't like a lot of garlic myself. I like it a little more on the lighter side, but you definitely want it here for some flavor. Then we also got some fresh rosemary, not that crap you buy, in the shaker. It's not the same. You gotta get the fresh.
I don't think I've ever bought in fresh rosemary. Is that just like in produce area?
Have you ever bought any fresh vegetables ever?
Well, whatever Angela tells me to buy occasionally.
Well, there we go. So I'm gonna teach you a few things today.
Okay.
So fresh rosemary, baby, all right?
Yep.
Then we're gonna also throw a little salt and pepper on there, because
Okay.
again, 2 essential ingredients. We'll start out by searing it in some olive oil, and then we're gonna cook it. This is the big thing. We're gonna cook it in some wine right here. Some white wine. If you have like a Riesling or something at home, you can throw it in that too, but I just bought this cooking wine.
Can you get that at the grocery store?
Yeah, you can actually buy it at the grocery store. It does have
Okay.
alcohol in it, and that's the key. It tastes good in the white wine. And then I also throw just a little bit of like a balsamic vinaigrette, red wine vinaigrette, something like that. That also, just not a ton of that, just a little bit to give it a little more
So
flavor.
that cooking wine, does it actually say cooking wine on it?
Yeah, this actually
Okay.
does. This is
Okay.
a cooking wine, but again, you can get any kind of white wine.
I don't think I've
for this
ever
recipe.
bought in cooking wine in my whole life.
Well,
so.
again, this is what makes a difference in the
All right,
flavor. So
all right.
I'll show you. Okay, so in the pan, I've already had this been going for a little while. I have it about at a 7 or 8. I threw about, a little more than a tablespoon of olive oil in here. And again, I do that because I want this chicken to sear. And again, the reason why I want that is we want to get a nice crust on here. So we're going to throw this in here like this. Such.
Wow.
I have these gloves on too because again, when you cut some chicken, then you can just take it off quick. So we're going to sear that. Okay, so now I'm going to throw just a little salt and pepper on here. Get that nice and going. This is a pretty big chicken breast. But you like that sound you want. Again, you want to sear this bad boy, and that's why I got one of these because the oil's flat. But again, you want to get a nice crust on the chicken breast. So I'm going to sear it for about 4 or 5 minutes each side.
See, you have some special tools too, like a chef,
I do. I basically, Dorito D, I'm a pro chef.
Well, you gotta step your game up to my level.
Well, that's not hard to do there. All right, so these bad boys have been cooking for about 5 minutes. Now I'm going to flip them. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Nice and seared there. That's what we're looking for. You want a nice sear on each side.
These are some beefy chicken breasts.
Yes, they are. Beefy for a big boy like Dorito D. A little more salt and pepper. Whew, that oil's getting me.
I saw it was extra virgin olive oil.
Yeah, sometimes I use avocado oil because that has a higher smoke point, but I like the flavor of the olive oil.
Okay.
So now I'm going to throw this back on here and let that sear for a few more minutes, and then we're going to add our garlic and rosemary. I don't want the garlic to burn, so that's why I'm waiting a little bit longer on that.
Okay.
So we're going to add that shortly, let that cook a little bit, and then we'll add the wine and the balsamic vinegar.
Sounds good.
All right, so that's been frying up. Now we're going to add my garlic and rosemary. That's going to give it some really good flavor. That's really kind of the key to this.
Yeah, like what does rosemary do? Kind of looks like grass clippings to me.
Oh my god. Not even close to maybe.
Like Angela and her bird food or something.
Trust me, these are the things that are going to make your food taste better.
Okay.
And again, like I said, I'm not a big garlic person, but a little bit of garlic in there. Some rosemary. I'm going to let that brown just for a few minutes. I don't want to burn the garlic, but I do want it to brown a little bit.
Okay.
All right, now everything's been seared. The garlic is nice and brown in here. So now this is where we're gonna create the sauce. We're gonna throw some white wine in here. And this is kind of an experience thing. You kind of want to eyeball it. I mean, I basically want the entire bottom cover, maybe a little bit more. Because the key is now, after this, I'm gonna add a little more balsamic vinaigrette, not a ton. Because I don't like the flavor of balsamic on its own, but in the sauce like this, it really actually tastes good.
Okay.
So that's about what I think I want right now. I'm gonna check it. But now the key is, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cover this. We're gonna turn this down to low. And we're gonna let this sit for about 90 minutes. And now you're wondering why 90? Well, the chicken itself will probably be done in about 30 minutes. But if you cook it for about an hour and a half, it's gonna come out really nice and tender and just fall apart. And that's what I like. And not only that, but you know, a lot of people when they reheat chicken, it doesn't really taste that great. The nice thing with this is, we're gonna have a sauce to go with it, so it helps keep it nice and moist, the chicken, but it's also gonna be really tender. So that's another reason why I like cooking this dish. And I'll feed these bad boys right here. Feed the guns. That's what the ladies like too.
90 minutes, bro. Like, I'm hungry now.
Well, I mean, I got a couple carrots or celery sticks that you can have.
Oh my,
'Cause I know that's what you like.
carrots, celery. What about this Rice Krispie bar over here?
Oh my God, please tell me you didn't bring that.
No, but somebody did. I'm gonna eat this thing.
So anyway, we'll check back here. We're gonna get a few other things prepped too. I'll explain that, but when this is all done, I'll show you the final result. Well, it's cooking. I have to have a carrot, not like Dorito D and have some fattening bar or something like that. Hey, by the way, what did you think of that hot dish you made?
The hot dish?
Yeah.
It was unbelievably bad. I was as starving as I am now. Like, so hungry. I was so hungry that I thought I was gonna like it because I've had it before, but I couldn't even finish that whole bowl. Thank goodness I had the broccoli.
Yeah.
So
Classic
I
Dorito D.
would basically rate it a 2. I mean, it smelled good. It was edible, but I couldn't eat all of it.
Oh, well, I see what you think of mine now
I'm
tonight.
halfway. I'm so hungry.
Hey, honey, don't you wish we had some of that hot dish to eat right now?
I can't handle it.
What? Okay. No comment? I love that hot dish.
All right, pro tip for you folks here. Rice cooker. I like to cook rice with a lot of my meals. Already got my rice in here. It's gonna be going here shortly. It only takes like 10 minutes to cook rice on this thing. Saves you a ton of time, and as Dorito D, my boy, would say, less time, more eating. Well, except tonight I'm making him wait 90 minutes.
Hey, how much does that rice cooker cost?
You know, I've seen them range anywhere from 30, 40 to 50. I mean, this one has a steamer on top too, so you can steam vegetables, which again, vegetables is a very crucial part of your diet, Dorito D.
Yeah, why do you think it's part of my New Year's resolution?
Well, that's why I'm making you eat some tonight.
Thank you.
There we go. All right, for our vegetable tonight, we're gonna do some cauliflower. And actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roast this in the oven. And I personally really like roasting vegetables. I like kind of getting a nice little crisp on there with a little salt on there, some olive oil. I think that tastes really good. If you have an air fryer, you can also do that, but I'm gonna throw it in the oven. So what we're gonna do is throw a little olive oil on here, like this. Throw some olive oil. We're gonna throw some salt on here. So, and I like a little cayenne. You can either do a little cayenne or black pepper, either way. You know, not a ton, but just a little bit on here. Gives it a nice little kick to it. Make sure you get enough olive oil. And that's why I got these gloves on, so then we're gonna just mix. Get this nice and coated.
Well, cauliflower is actually my favorite vegetable.
Is it really? Okay.
What's your
Dorito D,
favorite?
what's your favorite? Any? Is there any vegetable you like?
Probably green beans.
He's like Ron Swanson, less vegetables. So now that we got that all mixed, then I'm just gonna throw it on here. And I already put this on the pan. Put some tin foil down. I just sprayed it down with some spray, just so that way it doesn't fully stick. And I mean, you could do it right on the pan, but again, it just, to me, I just like having less mess and it's easier to clean. And so we're just gonna throw that on there like this. We'll cook it at 450 in the oven for about 30 minutes. That usually is about the sweet spot. And again, you know, at least at 425, because if you don't cook it at that temperature, doesn't really get the brown, nice crisp that I like the cauliflower to get. So that's just what I would suggest. All right, so my cauliflower's been in there for 30 minutes in the oven roasting. My chicken right here is just pretty much finished up right now. So we're gonna take this cauliflower out. Oh, look at that. That is a thing of art right there. Look at that. Again, you can have vegetables taste good. You know, people say, oh, vegetables don't taste good. I mean, you just gotta figure out a few ways to cook them so they taste good to you. So we're gonna plate it up here and then we're gonna try it out. All right, the meal's all done here. Look at this, a nice, beautiful chicken breast. Some nice rice, roasted cauliflower. I mean, gotta try this out here. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh yeah, look at all, see? Again, nice and tender. Nice and tender.
That looks good.
Feed these babies right here. Angela, come try a piece.
All right, I'm ready.
Try that chicken breast. Now tell me, does that taste good?
I feel so bad. You made this delicious meal for us for Dorito D, and the one he made for you, you couldn't even eat.
Yeah, that was
Oh my
abomination.
gosh, it was
Hey,
so good.
hey, this does look good.
See?
But
Yeah.
my mom's hot dish is delicious.
No,
I mean-
this is fresh, amazing. Like, oh, so fresh.
Chicken breast,
I'm sorry,
like this.
honey,
You pour a
this
little of that
is
sauce. Sorry, this is
That's so
delicious.
good.
People, try it out. You won't be disappointed.
All right, well, we'll see. I'm gonna take a bite in a minute.
All right, Dorito D,
All right, it's a moment of truth.
try this homemade
Yeah, I'm excited.
meal all
Well,
right
it looks
here.
really good. So, oh wow, yeah, you're right.
Nice and tender, right?
Yeah. Let's get some of the sauce in there.
What do you think?
It is good. And there's some of this cauliflower.
Yeah, that nice roasted cauliflower.
It looks good. Mm-hmm.
So what do you think, D? What would you give it?
That's a really good cauliflower. I would give this a 9.
Wow, there you go. That is a healthy meal right there.
It's really good.
9 out of 10. You heard it from Dorito D, and you know me and Dorito D don't see an eye to eye on a lot of
I
food.
do like chicken, and especially if
Yep.
it's cooked really well.
Exactly. That's you know, again, that's the key.
You know, it's,
Wow, I was not
I'm
expecting a
impressed.
9.
I'm impressed.
Angela, what would you give it?
Same, 9.
9, okay.
The cauliflower is a 10.
Yeah, the cauliflower is really good.
Yeah, that cauliflower
it is really
the
good.
bomb that way. But that chicken, you know, again, that protein,
Yeah.
you know, that's mainly, it's hard to find really good ways to cook chicken, and this is one way.
7 points higher. 2 to
What?
a 9.
No. My mom, no. Dorito D gave that a 10. So
Well, anyways,
that's because it's my mother's. It brings back childhood memories.
okay.
So I'd say that was probably a 9 also. So
well, thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. Maintenance boys!
maintenance boys.
Hoo, hoo.